Oh man, it is a crazy last couple of weeks. I swear to God, man, everybody is having a birthday the last couple of weeks. And it just occurred to me that my older brother Eddie had his birthday yesterday. Now, my brother Eddie, he died in 2019. So obviously, we haven't celebrated. Well, shoot, I haven't been around my relatives in like a million years. So I wouldn't be celebrating any of their birthdays in person with them anyways. But you're not getting online, send anybody emails, phone calls, anything like that to wish anybody a happy birthday, anything like that. At least my other family, I call somebody up or even leave a little Facebook message or something, hey, happy birthday or something like that, At least let somebody know, hey, you're thinking about them or whatever. But yeah, it was my brother's birthday yesterday. So, happy heavenly birthday to my brother Eddie. It also occurred to me that, oh, one second, guys. Hey, what's up, Al?
Hey, how's it going? Hear me okay?
Oh, yeah, man.
All right.
Yeah, so I'm just,
Excellent.
yeah, man, it just occurred to me like it was my brother's birthday yesterday. So I was just kind of talking about that. And I also kind of feel like last year, I know I was doing a live stream and I was talking about my brother's birthday during one of my live shows. So I think it's like the 1 year anniversary or close to it, maybe a little bit longer, since I started doing live shows on a consistent basis. So even though I've been, having YouTube videos for, making YouTube videos for about 4 years, I've never been making live shows on a consistent basis. Making lives were never like, a consistent part of my channel. Last year, people like, hey, you need to start doing lives. That's going to help, bring more people to the channel, introduce you more to your crowd, to your community, let them know more about you. So I'm like, okay, cool. Makes sense. So I wanted to make more live shows. And
Did it do that?
nowadays, the live shows are like the one thing that I enjoy more than anything. Like I don't even make regular videos anymore because the live shows are like I said, this is how I reach my community. This is how I reach my viewers. And I wouldn't have it any other way nowadays.
Did it help? Do you think? Can you tell, like pre and post live, consistent live streams, you get more subscribers, more viewers, more watches?
I mean, at the end of every live show, it shows you whether or not you got any new subscribers or no. So, you might get some live shows, zero, others you might get
Yeah.
one, some you might get two. The next morning you might show that you lose a subscriber. So, I mean, it's on and off. It really depends. You might go a few weeks not getting any new subscribers, and then you might have a week where you get like 4 new subscribers. So, it fluctuates. Oh, before I got on today, the last 30 minutes, I've been stewing my Damiana tea leaves.
Oh, so that is
I'm
that tea that you smoked.
finally gonna go ahead and actually drink this sucker. I'm gonna tell you this one thing. It is better to smoke the darn tea leaves than to drink it. This stuff is terrible.
Oh, really? Even though it's marketed as a tea, though, right? It's supposed to be drink.
Yeah, you're supposed to drink it, but I mean, to find out that you can smoke it, which is awesome. I mean, it's actually very relaxing when you actually sit back and actually smoke it. And we actually got on Amazon. We actually found these little papers you can actually roll up and actually smoke it like a little cigarette, which is awesome. But yeah, because the one thing I was using, the big old cigar, like I was getting really like dazed and like really hot in the head, really like getting headaches from that and stuff. So we got like little papers and stuff, so it works a whole lot better.
Too much in the cigar format, huh?
I think so. So I got like these little wraps now.
You bought papers on Amazon, so now you're on some FBI list somewhere. No, I'm just kidding. Oh my God, we got ourselves a pothead over here.
Private, what's your opinion on the Hugo Boss collection? I think it's real cool.
Clothing.
Yeah, I haven't seen that myself, man.
I'm not much of a fashion plate.
Hey, what's up, Kelman?
Yeah, he's already got a question.
Candlebox cover or live alone or live? Yeah.
Yeah, Candlebox Cover Me Alive. I Alone. I'm even taking this.
I'm not sure which one. I think there's only one live song that I actually know, and I'm trying to think which freaking was Dolphins Cry. Was that live?
Doesn't
I
sound.
I,
I'm
I
not a
think
huge
that's
live
like
expert.
I think that's like I think that was the only song. If I'm recalling correctly, I
I,
think that was the only song that I think came from them.
I feel like Kelvin would know this. He or she seems to know a lot. Dolphins Cry? Well, maybe it's coming up alive. Dolphins Cry. Yeah. Or
Yeah, was it made by Live?
yeah, it looks like it. I think I'm reading that correctly. I don't think I've heard that song. I only
Yeah,
heard the album.
Dolphins Cry was like one of my biggest jams during high school, man. Like, but I mean, to me, that will always be like one of my all-time favorite songs ever.
Lead single from
But
the Fifth Studio
that's
album.
literally like the
Distance to
only
Here.
song I know from them.
Interesting. So I wonder when did I get into live? Was it just the first
Ugh.
album, maybe? But yeah, it was their fifth studio album.
This is the first time. This is funny as hell. This is the first time I think anybody ever needs a chaser for freaking
For
tea.
tea. Maybe you need to pre-drink some alcohol with it or something. Then you won't notice that tastes crappy.
Ugh.
Get some of that 120 or 25 proof, whatever you got. I don't even care. I don't care what it tastes like anymore.
Uh,
I have to hear that song then. I don't think I've heard that. I was not into live then, I guess.
so I figure I come on here today and talk about a little bit about my brother since it's his birthday and everything, or it was his birthday yesterday, and
Birthday.
I didn't talk about his birthday on my live show with Kirk yesterday, but I kind of didn't want to ruin the mood, and I don't want to ruin the mood tonight, but. I didn't have the greatest relationship with my brother Eddie. Um, when I look at my brother Eddie, I always think about the abusive guy, the drunk and drug addict, and the guy that was always in and out of jail. So when people are like, hey, what are your feelings about your brother and whatnot? That's my feelings. Like, hey, I didn't really know the guy, to be honest. He really wasn't a part of our lives. And like I said, when he was part of our lives, he was the guy that was coming in and he was ripping us off, stealing our video games and baseball, our basketball cards and stuff, and selling that stuff for drugs or whatever the heck he was stealing our stuff for. Even like later on when I got into high school and I had my job, like, hey, let's go to ATM and let me get $20 from you, like I don't know why the hell I was giving him 20 freaking dollars. I knew I was never getting that damn money back. But that's the kind of guy he was. So um I don't have any positive memories of my brother Eddie. What, like sitting down like 6 years old and having my brother give you a bottle of beer, like really, I mean that's probably the most positive memories that I have of him. Uh and people look back today, be like, oh my God, your brother was giving you're 6 years old, what you were drink. I'm like, different times. Like you way back, in the 80s, 90s, you're not sitting back thinking like, oh my God, you've got your child or your sibling sitting on your lap while you're having them steer your car and stuff. Today, like people are like freak the hell out about something like that. Or you're sitting in the car and nobody's wearing a seatbelt, nobody's freaking out, back in the day. But today, like you before you even leave the driveway, if you're not wearing a seatbelt, it's like the worst crime imaginable.
Well, in your car will let you know. That's the most annoying thing. Most cars nowadays, and some of them you can't turn off, even if you wanted to. Because my dad used to hate wearing a seatbelt, so he would buckle it and leave it buckled and sit on it.
Yeah,
I've
seen
I was
people.
like, oh, okay, that works. Because I think most cars you can turn it off. Usually it's a weird procedure in the manual, but I think the last car he owned, he couldn't turn off, so he just left it buckled.
But
all the time.
my mom, I talked to her a few weeks ago, and we talked about this, and when I was in Afghanistan in 2019, when she told me that he died, and she was asking, she was like, I can't believe you didn't come home for his funeral. Like, even to this day, like you still haven't told me like what did he even die from? Like, was it natural causes? Did he have
Oh,
a heart attack? I mean, did he have a brain aneurysm, died in his sleep? Like what? I mean, was it a drug overdose? I mean, was it alcohol poisoning? Was it gang violence? Was he gunned down in his home? Like what? What was it? Like I to this day,
you
I
know,
have no idea what he died from.
how old was he
Uh,
when he passed?
I mean, he died in 2019, so he had to be about 50. I mean, his birthday's in March, so he had to be about 50.
Yeah,
So he must
that's
have just
weird.
turned 50 or just shy of his 50th birthday. So
Hmm. So coming up will be the anniversary of his passing as well. Then,
yeah,
because
so I mean, today he would have been what 57,
okay,
57 today.
2026. Yeah, but that's weird that she hasn't told you. You've asked her, I assume, a few times.
Yeah, and I'm assuming
And
that it
stayed
was
secret.
something negative, and that's why you don't tell somebody why they
Yeah,
died. Like if they died of heart attack or just old age. Hey, they died of natural causes.
he never woke up. You said.
But
Yeah,
if
never woke up.
if somebody died, if somebody ODs or something, you don't tell somebody, yeah, they died of drug, some drug overdose or something because you don't want that.
Yeah.
You don't want that stigma. You don't want people remembering them like that. But so I'm assuming that's exactly what it was.
Hmm.
But
Yeah, he
I'm
was
glad.
still deep into addiction at his passing, I assume, right?
I mean, I don't know what he was like. I
Yeah.
didn't even know he was even out of jail at that point. Like I thought he was still in prison at that point, but
Hmm.
apparently he was either married or he had a girlfriend. He was living with somebody, and when he died, I'm like, okay.
Hmm.
I told my mom way back then, it was sad. You don't want to hear about any of your family dying or your siblings dying or anything like that. But I mean, like when she told me like that, I hey, thank you for telling me. But I mean, what do you want me to do? Like I'm 6,000 miles. I'm literally on the opposite side of the planet. I mean, I can't exactly get up from Afghanistan and come home at the drop of a hat. Uh,
And when was the last time you'd seen him?
Shoot. I mean, last time I was even in the States, last time I was even in Chicago at that point was probably 2010. And I didn't even see my family. I think I saw my mom in 2010. So last time I even saw my siblings was probably 2004.
Wow.
So when last time I saw him, probably even before then, probably
Yeah.
early 2000s. So
You weren't super close. I guess you more on the inability now to get close with him, but I don't know if that was ever on the menu.
no. I mean, like I said, my damn brother, he was a freaking abuser, like, and he's a freaking coward. Once we all
Hmm.
got big enough and whatnot, once you got up there in age, 10, 12 years old, and you're you're big enough, strong enough to defend yourself, he didn't try, messing with us anymore. And I'm like, that just shows you what kind of freaking coward was. So like, I have no respect for him or anything whatsoever. Um, I'm, I say it all the time. I am sad for my mom. She lost her son. I regret her loss. Uh, as far as my loss, it
Do
is
you,
what it is. I mean,
do you even
it
feel you lost anything? Unfortunately,
like I said,
maybe not.
it's my brother, but but at the end of the day, my memories are of this guy who used to freaking beat on me and everything else. So I don't have that love and affection that you would have.
Right.
If any of my direct siblings that I actually grew up with, so if I look at like the Garcias, my older brother Eddie, my older sister Connie, my older sister Connie, again she's one of the Garcias, right? But at the same time, she was in the house. We all grew up together. Eddie, he was 10 years older than Connie, so he was already out of the house. So Connie is a different story than Eddie. Like I said, he was 10 years older, so Connie was actually in the house with us the entire time. So. Um,
Well, and it sounds like he didn't want Eddie in the house, anyways. Even if he wasn't out of the house, it sounds like he was just there to take money from you and bully you.
yeah, and
So, probably a good thing he wasn't there. Unfortunately,
so
it is sad, family member passing. But if you weren't that close, or worse, in your case,
yeah, that's bad.
hmm.
I mean, obviously, it's his birthday, so I want to kind of give some remembrance. But I mean, what what can I say? Like other than happy birthday, or as my mom put it in her little Facebook, happy heavenly birthday. I'm like,
Mm.
okay, but um, my birthday came up. My nephew, actually, well, my nephew Omar, his father, they were never married, but I kind of call him my brother-in-law because he's close enough to being family. Muhammad, his birthday came up. I think his birthday was a couple days after mine. And then Omar's birthday was like March 2nd, and Eddie's birthday is March 6th. So all these things are happening like simultaneously. So everybody's birthday's popping up like all in coming
Yeah.
up all together.
Finding a lot of February and March birthdays.
I like this, man. I like the cigarette, man. This thing, like
That's so funny.
they have a nice even taste to it.
But now officially they don't advertise that as something you smoke, right? It's officially advertised as a drink, or do they advertise it as anything? What do they say?
I mean, I didn't buy the bag, but my wife, when she looked at it, she just said there's just tea leaves. So I guess you just buy it as a natural drink.
Yes, Julian's wondering what you're smoking. I forgot the name of it. Was it
Damiana tea leaves.
Damiana?
So
Officially a tea leaf, but you got from Amazon, right?
yeah, Damiana. You can put it into a tea, or you can roll it up and smoke it. So,
but as a tea, it sounds like it's terrible. You're saying?
Yeah,
I never thought to smoke
I mean,
any of
here's
the
the
good
thing, though.
teas.
I only put like 1.5 cups of water into the pot, and I put like that much freaking leaves into the pot. So I may have put way too many leaves in there.
Oh, I guess that's true. Maybe it's too strong. Oh, I mistyped the heck out of that one. Lance was asking. That's the only thing. I guess I could just say it. One thing I ever really smoked was an occasional cigar. I was never even much of a I've never smoked a cigarette and never smoked any pot or anything like that. I have taken some edibles because it's legal in Illinois, but I don't know if I like. I think on the get you feeling good scale, I still prefer alcohol. It's easier to, I think, titrate or control it. An edible, because I don't want to smoke it. An edible takes so long, and then by the time it hits you, there's nothing you can do if you took the wrong thing or took too much of it. It's harder to control, but teach their own. Occasional cigar about it, but probably been a couple years since I even did that. I'm feeling in the mood. Like I think when the Cubs won, I did smoke a cigar. It's not a common thing anymore. Maybe because smoking is going down a bit. But it used to be you get a cigar when a baby's born. And I had a buddy of mine who was actually into pipes more than cigars. I never smoked a pipe, but I always loved the way they smelled. But he deliberately, when each one of his daughters was born, gave out a cigar. So I smoked those. That was fun. He's the only one I knew ever did that. None of my other friends ever gave them out.
I saw something interesting on Facebook.
Really? First time for everything, huh? No, I'm just kidding.
And
it's Facebook.
And I don't know how to feel about this because so somebody I didn't take down their name. It's not relevant. But somebody got a package from Big Rubber Guys. And in their posting on Facebook, they're like, they had to brag about how awesome the packaging was on their shipment.
Oh, they were making figs, or they're selling them?
No, they received
got it at home.
They received their order from Big Rubber Guys, and they were talking about how awesome the packaging was.
Because it was back to the original packaging, probably, finally, right? It wasn't anything new. They just went away from it, probably, right? Was it? Because they used to ship them inside a box, right?
Well, I don't know how they were just bragging about how awesome the packaging was, and I kind of had to scoff and also had to laugh at that. And this is how far we got away as a society, where you have to have people literally glazing a company about packaging because packaging is become synonymous with this company lately. They're not synonymous anymore for producing awesome product. No, they become synonymous for having really shitty packaging and delivery with their packages. So now people have to literally get on Facebook and glaze the living hell out of them about awesome packaging. Like, I am a seller. I've sold 100 million items, and I have always taken, packaging the product, to heart, right? I always try my best to make sure that the item is packaged to levels where if you throw that bastard off the Sears Tower and it hits the ground, it will not shatter.
The
It is
Sears
so well
Towers
prepped.
body test. Yeah.
It is so well protected. So, and I've never had to have anybody get on eBay or whatever. And if they do, fantastic. I love that they, get on there and brag about my packaging. But I've never felt the need for them to brag about my packaging skills. That to me is just one
Compli-
of the repertoire of a good seller. You take care of your customers and you take care of the goods that
yeah.
they paid their money for.
You sell fragile stuff or stuff you don't want damaged online, you should package it well. Lance asked
And
a question about that too when you're done.
yeah,
But, I mean, go ahead and finish your thought. I just want to make sure we don't forget about Lance.
no, it's
It's
just the
about the
fact that
packaging and shipping and big rubber guys.
yeah, it's just the fact that the company has been going through so much crap about their packaging being so horrendous, and now the fact that somebody actually had to put in their posting about how awesome the package. Like, why would you? I understand people, they want to get on Facebook, in these Facebook groups, these LGN groups, etc. Hey, I just received this new item. Here's the picture of the item I just received.
So
Fantastic.
that gets old too, though.
Everybody,
But yeah,
everybody and their mom does that. Hey, I'm
they
at
do.
the store. Here's LGNs on the pegs. Take snap a picture, etc. Or hey, I just got my new Big Rubber Guys figures in. Here, snap a picture. Bam. That's
Nailed it.
fine.
Yeah.
But when you're having to specifically mention great packaging, that tells me you're intentionally targeting the fact that their packaging has been shit for months, and now you're trying to glaze them to beef up purchasing or power or something.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's BS. And I want to talk more about that because I also feel like I've hit some kind of blacklist because all of a sudden I'm not getting my products anymore, or at least I'm not getting my products at the level I used to get my products.
From
And I
making.
think it has a lot to do with the fact that I've been I don't want to say critical, because I too been glazing this freaking company, but I just don't glaze them to the level that some of these other folks do.
Well, and you like their latest with Coco Beware. You like that series, right? So you're not all negative.
Well, I
You
mean,
like the Coco Beware series, right? You like
I love
Photo
the
and
figures. I
the
just
Genius and
hate it. I also made a YouTube video, complaining about how shitty their freaking packaging was and how my packages were like coming apart in the box and there was no packaging and boxes were broken and like I said, cards are coming off the package and they were bent and stuff. Like, what the hell? Like, I was pissed. But when you actually take the figures off the package and actually look at them, yeah, the series was phenomenal. The figures were absolutely amazing. Coco Beware was incredible. Shotzi was probably one of my absolute favorite from the whole entire series, from the entire line.
which is interesting
One,
because I never would have bought her normally, right? It's not a wrestler I ever followed. I
yeah,
know
and
she's in the Indies.
like, I think she has one of the best detailed figures.
Yeah.
She's a female, so she's a little bit smaller, thinner figure, but I mean, detail wise is incredible.
But I think still pretty thick for a female. Like you compare to Missy Hyatt, which makes sense, or the old Elizabeth.
Yeah.
She's definitely a bigger, thicker figure, which is good. But Lance does have a question because I know at least
Yeah.
once you opened, so you have that might have been bad. It's about BRG and their latest shipping and packaging, and if they ever make it right. I'm not a min on card collector, so I've never had to complain.
Yeah.
But I wondered because I remember specifically, was it one of the Myers, the Iron Man Myers in red? I think you bought 2 or 3 of them, and they were all damaged to hell in the same package.
Oh, the Brian Myers. Yeah.
That's been a while. I always wondered if you complained because you do keep some mint on card. That's more important for you.
I bought both Brian Myers red, and both of them, yeah, they were smashed. And no, I never did.
Okay.
The last time I tried complaining to them, like I don't remember what it was, but this was probably a year or two ago.
Okay.
Year and a half, I don't know. It was a while ago. I got a package destroyed, the insert of the bubble, and like I didn't want a new package, new figure, nothing. Like I asked them, hey, like, can you replace the insert? Was that a possibility?
Just the insert, just the bubble.
Yeah, and no response.
Mm.
But all they did was go onto their webpage and they changed their listing to say damaged packaging. It never said damaged packaging
really?
before. But after my email, then they changed everything to say damaged package. I'm like, you
Kinda dirty.
scumbags.
Yeah, I'd have to say I've never had too many problems normally with them, but I do get. I think Mike Myers. I was gonna say Mike Myers.
Brian Myers, yeah.
Yeah, Brian Myers. I like Michael Myers now. If he ever needs a new gimmick, Brian Myers seems okay. I don't know. I have anything bad for him. Matt Cardona's real snippy at times. Even though he's a collector, he can kind of be a jerk. Especially on his Whatnot show, that's where I really see him kind of be a jerk. Because somebody asks, "Oh, can I pay extra to ship?" He's like, "No, this is how it comes. Fuck you." I'm like, "These are your customers, buddy." And then Kinnick, I don't know what to think about him. Sometimes it seems like you get good. Maybe it's the day you hit him up. Sometimes he's a real flippant. Flippant's probably the word of the day. Sometimes it's BRG. So yeah, I don't know if I would recommend if you're a min on bubble card collector to go with BRG. I assume they make it up to some, but if the order's what they like to say, the order is the order, or the pre-order is the order. If they don't have any, they can't fix your. If you bought two of each of the demolitions to open one and keep one mint, and they're all damaged, they might not have any to give. Right? They got to scalp them on their Whatnot show. They can't give them to you. So I don't know. I've never had a problem. I've never complained. I will say that probably if you can get your BRGs from a third party, I think BBTS is pretty good, Big Bag Toy Store. What's really good packaging wise, I've never had a problem, and they've gone above and beyond. J&J Figures, they package the hell out of their packages. I could legitimately glaze them. Like you said, you shouldn't have to glaze them, and for them, it's probably no big deal. That's what they do. But every BRG, every non-BRG I've got from them has become almost too well packaged. I feel bad. There's so much material in the box. And the last time I ordered the Brian Adams demolition from them, and they shipped out all the other demolitions, but that, and they forgot. I think they just literally forgot or they had a mistake. And I reached out to them like, hey, it says Brian Adams shipped with us, but I didn't get it. Should I have? I'm like, oh, yeah, some of the orders went out without them. We'll fix it up. And they immediately shipped it that night. And I think I sent it during a live stream here because they responded, or maybe it was Bum. Somebody was doing a live stream I was watching, and I sent them an email. It was after hours.
Yeah, it was on
the
Bum
East Coast. If you saw that, it was after hours. Plus, they're on the East Coast. They're even an hour ahead of me, even, right? And so I'm like, I was expecting a response maybe the next day, but they responded that night. I had a shipping label already that night, I think. So I'm like, wow, okay. And then inside they snuck in. It was a KWK. I think it was a giveaway they were doing that month. Well done. They snuck in both of the well done KWK figures for free, just inside the package. I didn't have to ask for it. So I would definitely say I don't think J&J always gets all of them. But what's also nice about them is if you miss a pre-order, you can still get them. Like I think you can still get like the Hercules Andre pre-order out there, and that's been a couple months now. So yeah, if you're worried, go J&J Figures. Like I said, I'm not in on card collectors. So even if the card comes in damaged, I don't really care that much. But if you do, and they don't have any for you, you're screwed. What do you do?
Yeah, for Rick, I don't smoke cigarettes, and I only started picking up a few cigars here and there, and I wanted some cigars. It's the same reason why I started drinking a few years ago. When I came home from Iraq, in beginning of 2022, I'm like, you know what? I'm home now, and I want new experiences. I want to try things I've never been doing before. Like I was never a drinker, right? So I wanted to start. I don't want to say I drink every day, but I want to start drinking. I want to try something that I'm not accustomed to doing. Smoking, I don't smoke, never. But I'm not going to be going to the store and buying a pack of Marlboros every week or whatnot. But
yeah,
I mean, I'll throw a cigar out here, like if I pay off my house, or maybe if I ever get my darn deck built. I've been trying to do for like a freaking year.
You have to do a live stream from your deck with a cigar and drink in hand when it's finished.
Yeah, man. If that damn deck ever gets built after 10 million years,
when you get your first shipment of figures,
I mean. Cigar. Yeah, I mean, when something positive happens, I want to have like a cigar. It's like when you get married or when you birth of your first child or something. Yeah. You want to have a cigar. It's to commemorate something special.
Not a Wednesday. Hey, it's Wednesday. Let's have a cigar. I mean, alcohol is probably not good for you either, and everything in moderation, of course. But I'm not sure. Like cigarettes, can you do in moderation? I guess some people can. I've heard of like social smoking or only when they drink, which I'm like, oh, that's kind of interesting because I always heard nicotine's super addictive. That's why I've never started. Well, both of my parents smoked, and I hated the smell, so that helped as a kid. Like, no, I don't want to. Occasional cigar just to do it. But now it's a little harder because I know like all the bars and indoor places in Illinois, you can't smoke in anymore. It used to be they had a smoking and non-smoking section, but they just got rid of it. You have to go outside. So that doesn't happen. No, I don't really go to happy hours as much as I used to either. But that's about the only time I would, and it would be a cigar. It wouldn't be a cigarette. I'd go. If we're going to happy hour, I might bring something because you could smoke and drink inside. Now you can just drink. Uh-oh. I've got that. Yeah, I've heard of some people
based on fly.
I think earlier somebody said Kevin Owens, and I assume they mean me because my bald head. I don't think Owens has much hair, does he?
Sometimes I always thought it was Big Boss Man or what's the other one that everyone keeps making fun of? Big Show.
Big Show. I've heard Big Show.
They keep calling you.
I guess maybe a Bigelow if I had the tattoos, but I don't. As you can see, I don't have the tattoos.
Oh yeah, they keep calling you Bam Bam too.
I can't imagine getting tattoos on my head. Oh my gosh! Can you imagine how much painful that had to have been painful. I don't have any tattoos. I've never been interested, but especially not on my head. I'd big it on like an arm or something, like some nice place. I don't have to worry about it. But that could work. Well, I think Bum said sometime maybe there's an announcer figure or something like that could be interesting. Are there any good announcer figures? Did LGN, did they have any announcers? They didn't, did they? Because I saw earlier today somebody mentioned.
Just Mean Gene.
Yeah, that counts. Okay.
I mean, Mean Gene, you could throw Vince McMahon as an announcer.
Yeah, because they both come with microphones? I know Vince did, right?
Yeah.
Mean Gene had to have. But somebody mentioned that Finkel specifically. This is timely because I didn't think about it, but there was never a Howard Finkel figure. I'm like, yeah, I guess there wasn't.
No, just for Rand Treasures and.
Okay. I was going to say, is there any customs? Is there any LGNs they could repaint as Finkel? Probably not. Is there?
I mean, like I said, Ram Treasures, they do have an actual Howard Finkel that they made, that Kevin made, that they turned rubber. I have a Howard Finkel custom that they took a Mean Gene figure. They also took Mean Gene. They took him in, turned him into Donald Trump. They took a Mean Gene. They turned him into Lord Alfred Hayes. They took a Mean Gene, turned him into Howard Finkel. I mean, I got Mean Gene, and I got people that they took that Mean Gene figure, turned them into a bunch of different characters. So I got customs for days with Mean Gene figures.
Random's not the one that has the paint chipping off problem, is it?
Ram Treasures, yeah.
Oh dang! Because I went down a rabbit hole this afternoon. I was thinking about, instead of chasing modern figures, maybe I'll finally try to get some of those LGNs. But I want to pay, and I'll even pay extra for people who've repainted them to look good. I'm like, there's no real shops or anything that do that, but they pointed me to Etsy. But I think Etsy, most of them are customs. I saw some really good customs, like XOX comes up a lot. Like there was a Doink the Clown that looked kind of interesting, and I think there was the $1 Million Man in a green suit. There's a few of them that look kind of good, but I'm like, yeah, I want the original LGN. But that's a dangerous habit to get into, isn't it? Is that how you got all your customs? You just start buying a few.
Yeah, the freaking
really good, and you just get a ton of customs all of a sudden.
And the $1 Million Man green suit, I think I could be wrong. I think that was the very first Random Treasures figure I ever bought, and
nice.
That was like towards the tail end of 2021, like maybe October, November, something like that, and I didn't have a $1 Million Man LGN at that time. And of course, this is 2021, so I didn't know anything about LGNs. I was still a brand new LGN collector.
Okay.
And I just saw, a mint LJN $1 Million Man. So I'm like, okay, let's buy it. I didn't realize that, hey, $1 Million Man LJN came in a black suit. Again, still brand new. And of course, I had a green $1 Million Man Hasbro as a kid. So, that green $1 Million Man, it meant a lot to me. So
that's right. Yeah, because I had that green Hasbro. Green makes sense, doesn't it? Really? Mm-hmm. I know black was his most common.
Oh, man.
Will that get you? Jump up and bit you?
Yeah, smoke chicken, but ooh.
Of course, maybe that's the problem with rolling your own. I don't know. I've never really rolled my own, but like I said, I'm not. Usually, that's reserved for pot smokers and stuff, and I'm not into. I'm not into pot, though. I have. So, unlike Bill Clinton, I have inhaled cigars. You're not supposed to, but I have, and that will mess you up too because there's no filter, and it's I don't think it goes through the same. Probably in a good way, it doesn't go through the same processing that cigarettes do, but also there's no filter, so you get like pure unadulterated, nicotine leaves or tobacco leaves, I should say.
Oh man, they got all up in my face.
Is there a chaser for that? I guess you could splash some water on your face. Would that help?
No, man, the milk just went straight up into my eyeball.
I'm not sure. I guess you could probably get an effect from smoking your eyeballs. I don't know. Don't really want to think about that. Like I heard of people taking vodka anally. Yeah, I'm like, what's wrong with drinking it? I mean, if the vodka tastes that bad, maybe up your game and buy a little fancier vodka then, right? Like what? I guess it hits you faster or something. Like vodka hits me fast enough. I don't know what's the speed rush to get drunk.
Yeah, man, I
Enjoy.
never had the black $1 million mans from
Ooh,
Series One when I was a kid. All I had was the green suit. So like when everybody asked me like, "Hey, what's your favorite $1 million man from Hasbro?" Like
well, that's a good
Series
question.
Two green suit. No, no doubt because that's the only one I had. And of course, when I look at the black suit from Series One nowadays, I mean it's got great play pose and all, but I mean it's just such a small, thin figure though.
Yeah.
So I
How often
definitely
did he
prefer the
wear?
bulky one.
How often did he wear the green suit?
I mean, I
I
don't
don't
really
remember.
remember it. I really don't remember it from childhood. I just remember the action figure itself. Like I don't and him actually wearing it in person, in real life.
Let's see if I would have been. Um, yeah, so I wonder in '86 they probably would have been Polaroid. I remember Polaroids were popular; those were fun because you take them out and you have to. Kids probably don't know nowadays. You had physical pictures, but the Polaroid was nice because you didn't have to wait to develop it later. You could shake it out and see,
Yeah.
hey, did my
Okay.
picture turn out? It's
People
not
can
like a
send a
digital anymore.
photo via email or so.
And so I'm trying to think. I think emails had attachments for a long time because if you think of like the old news groups and Usenet, there has been many ways to attach
I would say 95.
non-text stuff. I was thinking probably I would have been 16 or 17, so I'd have been like 94, 95 when I actually had free internet for a while. So probably even before then, email goes back, I think, a ways. I'm thinking probably even into the 70s, maybe even 1970. I don't know if they would have sent attachments back then. So probably in the 80s, even maybe even sooner. My quick Google search didn't show up anything, but like the internet in terms of DARPANET's been around for a while. I have to remember, when did DARPANET start?
Yeah, and you can actually send attachments even that far back.
First email, probably not the first one. Let's see,
See, I'm
1960.
thinking like AOL Instant Messenger and stuff.
In 1971, Ray Tomlinson sent the first mail message between two computers on ARPANET, introducing the now familiar syntax with the @ symbol. 1971, so I wasn't too far off. That was the first email. So I got to think in the 70s, somebody thought to attach stuff to it, whether they were images or other files. I mean, because you got to think a lot of this was research. The military and research colleges were really the only ones on the internet back then. It's amazing to think about because, like, I've got another fiber company moving into the neighborhood. So I've been seeing him out there with the ground being hard. And like last night, there was a dude out there. He was pulling cable or something. And we were in the middle of a severe thunderstorm warning. I thought about
Yeah.
going out and warning him, but I'm like, he can clearly see it's coming, right? And they eventually did disappear when the rain hit and all that stuff. But I'm like, man, like, how are they? Are they working that hard? But he left. There's like some kind of, I don't know what they call it, like a point of presence. But he dug this big hole and they put like a lid on it, and he left the lid off. So I'm like, I wonder if they have drainage in that hole because it was coming down pretty strong. But then later, I looked later that night, he must have come back and closed it because the lid was back on. Lid, roof, whatever you call it, almost looked like a huge manhole cover. But it was fiber, another fiber company, and so you kind of take it for granted. Of course, eventually it'll all be cell, probably. 5G and 6G, I think, can do pretty fast speeds. I don't know about the distance though, but eventually we'll all be totally wireless. One of those funny things is that Tesla, which just baffles me. He was working on like he kind of invented like RC, remote controlled stuff, and this would have been like late 1800s, early 1900s. But he was working on wireless power way back then, 120 plus years ago. Can you imagine wireless power?
Logitech camera.
Web camera such you could take a pic. Oh, could you wait? Is a Polaroid from a webcam? Yeah, you just meant a digital pic, right, Lance? Yeah. I don't. It's been a while. I'm sure. I remember back in the early days when all we had was dial-up, and you had to wait for your things to download pictures and other stuff. So at least, like you said, mid '90s, probably earlier, you could send attachments with stuff. Teenagers, I didn't have. I think my when my sister moved away, she bought my dad one of those. And I think it was the ball camera, but I don't think he used it much. He wasn't as big into technology back then because they moved away and he wanted to be able to, still talk online and stuff. I never had a ball camera. I do have one for work, but it's more of a blower. I don't know.
I didn't buy my first computer, like my personal computer, until like 2011.
Oh, did
So
you
I
not
was
have
like, what?
anything before that?
No, I mean, like my wife, like she had her computer, laptops,
Okay.
desktops,
Yeah,
whatever.
it's
But
kind of
like
manual.
I never had my own personal computer like I ever had for myself.
Okay.
Like as a soldier, I never deployed with a computer. Like I might have had like a portable DVD player, that
Yeah.
I may have taken with me, but I never had a computer.
Did you have to use one for
Um,
your job, either in the military or outside of the military contract?
I mean, military, no.
Mhm.
When I went on my first contracting job to Kuwait, no, it would have been nice to have one. So I was stupid there.
Oh,
Um,
but I meant for work. Did you need a work computer? Because didn't you do some logistics and stuff too?
yeah, but I mean, we were in the office, so we could, we had office computers.
Yeah, I was just saying you used a
But
work computer, but not a whole personal one. Yeah, okay.
no, but like when I got to, but like when I worked for Mantech and I got to Afghanistan, one of my colleagues was like, no, we took me to the PX. He's like, you're gonna need this, you're gonna need that, you're gonna need that. So he got me like this big old like expensive $60 book bag,
Oh,
tactical book bag, and then hey, here's this laptop computer, now here's this 500 gigabyte hard drive, external hard drive you need to get. And I'm like, dude, I just got to Afghanistan, you're putting like $1,000 worth of debt on me already. And like, can
okay.
you let
Yeah,
like can you like let me be here for like a month or two
before
before
all your money.
let me earn a couple of paychecks, put
Get
some money in
paid
the
first.
bank first. Like I before I got here, like I was home for like 6 weeks because I left Kuwait,
Oh, nice.
thinking I was going to be home for like 3 weeks, start this job. But then they're like, no, it's Christmas break and then New Year's. So we're going to push this back another 3 weeks. So I'm like, oh, hell. So I was home for 6 weeks without any work, without any money, any income. So
Ooh, yeah.
when I finally started Mantech, that was 6 weeks without, any money or whatnot. So getting there, the first thing he wants to do is stockpile all his bills on me. I'm like, oh, hell.
You mean for 6 weeks the people didn't stop billing you? Like the rent and mortgage company and the lights and power, they didn't stop billing you for 6 weeks. They kept sending you bills and everything. Can you believe
I
that?
mean, I had some savings,
No, but
but
but you know what I'm saying, right? You go 6 weeks without a paycheck, they don't stop billing you. They
yeah.
still want their money for gas and food and shelter and electricity and stuff. Yeah.
The good thing is, my house back in actually shoot, where we weren't paid off at that point. Now we had just moved into that house in Texas, so
I think I had a computer. Of course, I was fortunate that I lived across the street from a buddy because computers weren't super popular still yet. But he worked in computers, though he never had a degree. I think I've since passed him. But at the time, I thought, oh, he's a smart computer dude. But I think he got us into a computer probably when I was in junior high. It was a computer that didn't have a sound card. I think I had like 2 gigs or 2 megs of RAM or something like that. Megs of RAM, not gigs. I mean, it was pretty poor. I remember upgrading it a few times, and then I wonder if that's what got me. I'm into computers now, but either that or my friends got me into computer programming and stuff. But so I've kind of always had a computer since then. In fact, I just got a new one in December. So I've always kind of had something. For
man,
work,
there's like
play, you name it.
so there's someone I reached out to last year, and
Well, we microwave anything good? Anything good for the show? I'm a little hungry. Is there food? You got any
probably
good food?
not.
Sounded like the microwave. Was I right? It sounded like it's kind of making a beeping noise, and I thought I heard like a hum of some kind.
So I reached out to somebody last year, and they kind of ignored me for like 6 to 7 months, and I finally got a response a few days ago. And
What were they in Castaway or trapped on an island with Tom Hanks or something? Where were they?
shoot, maybe it kind of feels that way.
Oh, sorry, I was on an island talking to a volleyball.
Oh man,
What's going on?
and I'm not gonna I'm not gonna say a whole lot because I've been kind of like being very cryptic with how I talk about this.
Oh, is this
Because
related to that cryptic message? Okay.
yeah, because
The eagle flies at midnight. Are we talking in code or something? No, just kidding.
yeah, because so this particular seller had an opportunity to release a character for a very long time,
Oh,
and it just so happens that I have been wanting to release a said character. I've been talking about releasing this character for about a year. He and I even reached a deal that we would collaborate and release the particular character. And then lately, we see that this line is starting to come together. I'm getting like legitimate WWF superstars signed. We've got posters and card backings, and the stuff is going through a factory. Everything is legitimate and it's beautiful. It's some of the best carding, best posters, and oh my god, this stuff is amazing. And we got signed real wrestlers, and the figures are amazing. And
It's a big
suddenly,
deal.
I put up a poster of a certain character, kind of get feelers out. Like, hey, is anybody interested in this character if we release him later on? All of a sudden, I get a message, hey, sorry it's taking me so long. Are you interested in collaboration? Do you still need my help? Yada, and how they're going to be releasing this character. You've had how many years to, and damn it, I've already said too much, damn it. But oh well, since I'm already talking about it, you've had so many years to release this character, and you're waiting until I'm coming out with this person, invested this time, money into creating this figure and molds and all this other stuff, and you're coming out with it now to counteract what I'm trying to come out with.
Mm-hmm. And that's when they started to reach out to you.
I'm like,
That's a little suspect, isn't it?
That's really freaking messed up. And knowing that, knowing that this person over here has been a long time supporter and buyer, and they have been advertising for you forever and being highly supportive of you and your work, into kind of like you put a linchpin in, and that they're the future endeavors. That's kind of shady. That's like really freaking dirty right there. So,
and it's a figure that you're pretty close to making.
It is, and if not the next series, it might even be this series. Especially if it's something that we're planning on expanding the series run. If we're not doing just one series, if we're not just doing 4 figures per series, if we're probably expanding to, let's say, 8 or 9 figures in the first series, this could be a series 1 release.
You'd be blown up. Yeah, can you beat him to market? You stole my idea, but I can beat you.
Yeah,
first one wins.
Yep. That's funny. But yeah, I just and I mean, this is probably a story that I'm probably gonna have to go more in depth with. Talk more open and more sophisticated, more professional at a later time. But that's pretty much in a nutshell, kind of what that's all about. I just didn't like that whole aspect. I just felt that was kind of doing me dirty right there. I felt like the only point of reaching out to me was basically because they saw my postings about the character, and the idea of collaborating was only because they were already coming up with the release, and they didn't want to interfere with my own personal release or something.
Do you think they were trying to rub it in, though?
I won't say rub it in, but
like why?
Like I said, this is something that could have been done for years.
Yeah.
Why all of a sudden now when I'm coming out with my own?
You still can, though. I assume. Are they doing LJN style? I missed it. Did you say?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, but different pose, different look, better rubber.
Yeah,
better
but we're going through the same customizer.
Oh. Okay.
And he's already said to me that he's not going to make a second figure. That's one thing.
That's the only figure he's going to make?
Yeah, for that particular character, that he already said he made one for A. He's not going to make one for B, basically. And secondly, because so-and-so is already, supportive of this business, they're already going to flock to that business to buy that figure. That means they're not going to flock to buy mine.
Yeah. You don't think people buy both? You think people buy theirs instead of yours?
I don't think so. Now, a lot of people that used to watch my channel, but that left my channel after last year or the year before, when they didn't realize what the beef thing was.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, you guys, you do know that this was planned, right? But I had ideas. I had ideas behind it, but then we had to kind of put a halt to it because, like, I mean, shoot, like if I lose one freaking subscriber, like that one subscriber means the freaking world to me, right? And like I was losing like 50 darn subscribers like overnight. Be like, damn, dude, like this was that serious, people? And I had like freaking hundreds of freaking maniacs coming from that guy's freaking channel coming over to my channel, freaking, leaving all these freaking comments and stuff, a bunch of derogatory stuff. I'm like,
Yeah.
so
I mean, unfortunately, it's too easy to subscribe and unsubscribe. That I mean, obviously, more subscribers means more followings for you, more views and clicks, and potentially more money earning. But it's too easy to subscribe and unsubscribe, so it's hard to read too much into that. Probably. I mean, obviously, you know why it was happening then, but of course, I've never ran a channel. I've never tried to sell myself as like a content creator, right? Would be the right term on YouTube or anywhere. Like Bum's trying to build out his Instagram. I'm like, I don't even know the first thing. I barely even use Instagram, but
yeah.
Ooh, what? Donated
Hey,
to
baby, we shall see. What's
Homeless
up with
Honda.
Kirk?
Yeah, I was wondering. You need a Kirk figure, by the way. I was going to beat Honda to it. Just kidding. Did something happen to Kirk? I hope you guys donated. Did I miss something? Because I'm pretty sure I watched your Friday show. He didn't mention anything, right?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, because Friday was he's talking about he sold the Undertaker to buy the wrestling arcade game. Uh-oh. Don't give Matt any ideas, Bone. Woo, 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 woo. How many woos is... Ric Flair has woo. I know. Is it woo, 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 woo? How many woos was Zack Ryder? I forget. Woo,
I'm
woo,
telling
it was
you.
three, I think. Woo, woo, woo.
Hey, if anybody needs a Kirk figure, I mean, they're gonna have to sign up and start some kind of donations for that because I
want a
can't.
Captain Kirk figure.
I can't afford that right there.
I'm not Captain Kirk. Is William Shatner available? Could you sign
Captain
him up
Kirk.
as a wrestler though? Somehow, I don't know if that would work. I wonder who has dang it, who played Spock? I know he passed away. Who played Spock? I can't think of his.
Was that Leonard Nimoy?
Yeah, there you go. I know he has at least a son, but you
He
could.
died.
Yeah, he died
Leonard Nimoy, did he?
a couple years ago.
Oh,
I think
that's
he was
bad.
older than. I think he might have been older than Shatner, but I mean, honestly, Shatner's really old. He could. Unfortunately, I don't want to speak it into existence, but Shatner's really old. Don't want Matt to sell his collection. He's a
He's a gold standard.
Have you been selling some of your collection? I saw a few more posts on Facebook, but it wasn't necessarily wrestling or action figures. Are you selling any to make money, or you've been just general selling of stuff?
Yeah, I mean, I had like a million old Hasbros and like LGNs and stuff, like just random figures, but they're not like my personal collection stuff.
Yeah, so you could part with them.
Yeah, they're just regular, inventory that I keep stock of, and but once that stuff runs out, that's pretty much the end of what I have available for eBay because I'm not buying extra inventory stuff anymore. So
so some of it was for you to keep.
I mean, I used to always buy extra inventory. Go on eBay, buy all this extra inventory so I'd have extra stuff to resell.
Yeah. I did to resell. Yeah.
But now, since I don't buy anything, I don't buy anything anymore. I don't buy stuff for my personal collection, and I don't buy replenishment. So once this stuff sells, I mean, I'm not gonna have anything for resale. So basically, my military retirement is going to be my only source of income after that. And
well, other than your burgeoning wrestling figure line.
Well, I hope so.
Yeah, speak that.
Yeah. I mean that's if it sells. I mean, I know the $100 price tag is gonna scare people off, and I hope that people will still like what we're doing, and they won't be, and it won't be something that they'll be frightful of, and it'll be something that they'll be comfortable paying.
Have you thought about, you're starting a website and you were going to maybe use it to sell some of your own stuff so you don't have to pay eBay prices?
Yeah, the guy that I hired to do the website, he hasn't gotten back to me.
Okay,
Actually, freaking AJ over at Latuni, he actually told me that hey, I should have gotten to with him. He actually builds websites too, and
okay,
I'm like,
that's
dude,
fine because
I
he
wish I
works in
knew that.
computers.
I would have contacted him about that.
I'm not surprised because AJ works in computers. I do too, but I haven't done website development in forever. And I know as a small business, it's not worth the money, but
So it is entire lot.
but if you did start selling your own figures and stuff through your website, have you thought about dethroning eBay and Mercari and whatnot and stuff, and start allowing other people to sell through you? Be an extra
Hey,
side income. I don't know if it'd be profitable, but it's something I thought about the other day. I know AJ started, but I think he was selling all his own inventory. I don't think he ever opened it up to other sellers, but just a thought.
hey, if I knew how to do that, actually the see, I don't know jack about computers, and that's why had to hire somebody to build me a website
Oh
because I
yeah,
don't
yeah.
really know about any of this stuff. But
Computers
hey,
are hard.
if that'd be something, shoot, if I could hire somebody that knows how to run that stuff and knows how to do that stuff, why the hell not?
Oh no, yeah, I think you're going about the right approach. It just so happens that like AJ and like myself
Wanna
are
pay
in the
them?
field. AJ is probably motivated to create his website though because he's going to push his own wares. I'm too lazy. Like that's my day job. I get enough of it at work. I've got computers at work. Plus, I had been out of the design. I'm more of a systems guy, designing, and I tell computers what to do, but it's usually making the stuff that runs the websites, load balancers and containers, Kubernetes, those kind of fun topics. But top shelf
Yeah,
screen,
well,
I'm not. I think what do I got in here?
not for me. I just had the nasty tea, the Damiano leaves tea.
I felt lazy today, so I started day drinking, but I finished this one, but I had a backup. But it was just some kind of mass domestic you get, a handle with, the big 1.75 or 70, 1.70. I'm trying to remember what I put in here. I think Wild Turkey is what I'm drinking right now.
My face so I can quit this job.
Oh, once your action figure takes off, BBA, maybe you can quit that job. Wouldn't that be neat?
That's the freaking goal, man. Shoot.
Yeah, it takes
Is
some time,
to
but you got to start somewhere. All the companies started somewhere. Even Mattel and Hasbro and those, right? They were not these flat, they're massive companies now. And look, I was reading on Facebook, and I think the three makes the most sense. Like, why are Wave 2 in Targets already? Because I think Mattel fucked up. Those were supposed to be Wave 1 restock, which makes more sense to me. Because remember how we keep talking like, why is Wave 1 still sold out? You're a massive company. You should be able to make these. They don't really care, right? Make as many as you can until people stop buying them. Right, maximize your profit. They're a big company. They're not making them like the BRG Collect Major guys for
yeah.
secondary market prices. They just want to sell as much as they can. Why is it still so hard to find a Cena Wave 1? He's probably the hardest one to find now. You should start a factory that makes nothing but John Cena Wave 1 figures. Because I'm not the only one complaining, right? And just keep making them. And so what they're saying kind of makes sense. Like, why is Wave 2 out and Wave 1? That was probably a Wave 1 restock. But case in point, even the big massive company like Mattel making that mistake. But they had to start somewhere too. Collect Major had to start somewhere. Like AJ Latuni's taken off, but he literally started like you did, probably, right? And I keep thinking, I know it's Bastion Booger and his estate. Maybe they can't help you as much, but isn't that basically how AJ started? He got one professional wrestler, right, and that kind of got him in.
Yeah.
You got to start somewhere. Not everybody start. No company starts as Hasbro, Mattel, Amazon, Microsoft, whatever big company you want to think of, IBM, right? Nintendo famously started as a playing card company, like probably 300 years ago or something in Japan. All Japanese companies seem to be super, super long, right? But just you got to start somewhere. More power to you. You might not succeed. That's probably in the back of your mind, but you got to try, right?
You know what's going to be really freaking amazing? Today I sent off Peter Cisco's figure to Kevin to 3D print. So
So that's
I've
definitely
been
going to be a
trying
thing.
to what's that?
That's definitely going to be a figure then, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, I was planning for series two, but again, if we're expanding series one
Bigger
to
one,
more
yeah.
than just four figures, then he might be a series one release. And I'm telling you, with the design that's coming out for that particular piece, that could end up being one of the best figures of the series.
Hmm.
And for a series that features the BBA figure, which is absolutely amazing, which features the
Yeah,
Bastion Booger, which could end up being one of the greatest LGNs ever made, if that Peter Beautiful figure actually is made to the way that it should be,
that's saying something.
design wise, that one is absolutely sick. Like I said, Adrian Adonis meets Bret Hart. The freaking design on it is incredible. The one thing I don't like is the arm up, and I said that's what I wanted to stay away from is arms being straight up in the air like so.
But is that what Peter
But
wants or something?
yeah, that's the design he came up with, and that's what he wanted. But other than that, the overall look of the figure is incredible.
It won't
It's got the one arm down, which kind of sucks. But like I said, it's
Is that
one arm
common?
up, one arm down. It's
Is
fine.
that a common pose that he does in his matches or something, or does he have like an iconic common part of his gimmick or something that he likes to do? You know what I mean? Because so like we complain about Rick Rude, but what hit the post they put him in is an iconic pose for him. It's just
Yeah,
it's just not very playable as a kid. It's not
yeah.
to play with, but it is his famous pose. So I can see why they chose that. Mustard greater than mayo.
Yeah.
Now is old mustard greater than mayo? Probably. I don't think I've had a lot of mayo. I've been having a lot of ranch dressing lately because I got a Sam's Club deal. So of course I've got like a whole barrel full of mayo or ranch dressing. So I got to put that on everything now. I had cereal this morning. I threw some ranch dressing on it because I got this ranch dressing. I got to use it some. No, I'm just kidding. I actually don't have any mayo in the house. I know we talk a lot about it, but I get mayo a lot on sandwiches. Various kinds of mayos. I'm open to most condiments unless they're too hot because I'm kind of a wuss. You're like, how far above mayo are you? Then I got to start worrying. Like, oh, you're spicier than mayo? How much spicier? Like Chipotle mayo? Okay. Are you doubly spicier than Chipotle mayo? Then we gotta talk. I'm kind of a wuss.
So
is it National Cereal Day? I pulled that out of my butt. I literally was just making fun.
What
I haven't
is
had
it?
cereal in like years. I just thought I was trying to think of something funny to put mayo on. I'm like, well, cereal. I put on my Cookie Crisp this morning.
Is it a Miracle Whip that's actually salad dressing? I think that's what it is.
Ranch.
Because
I think ranch has grown out of that. I use it on salads because I've got so many of it. But I bought it originally because I get chicken wings a lot, and sometimes they don't give you enough, or I run out, or it's not as good. Or sometimes I'll get, like Walmart actually has some pretty good chicken wings, surprisingly, if I get a delivery. So I'm like, I need to have some on hand. And it was on sale at Sam's Club, but you got a lot of it. But I started putting on fish has been popular right now with Lent. I'm not a big person that follows Lent, but any excuse for fish. I like fish all year round, both fried and regular. I've been using it just as a general condiment, and it's actually been kind of flavorful. I don't have a lot of sandwiches at home because I don't buy bread either. So
hey, right, Ross, Cocoa Pebbles for me is an easy answer.
Ooh, that's a good one. We never got Cocoa or Fruity. I think I always wanted to like Fruity better because I'm not into the chocolate. Golden Grams was a good one. I remember as a kid. I'm trying to think of one that's underrated that a lot of people don't. I think sleep on. Is that what the kids still say? Crispix. You ever had those? Like
Crispix?
Yeah, aren't they hexagonal? They look like Chex Mix, but they're hexagonal. I always have to put sugar on them, though.
I love Cocoa Pebbles is my favorite, but Waffle Crisp is also right there at the top.
I had Waffle Crisp.
In fact,
pretty much every cereal I've ever had is really good. Eventually, Grape Nuts was probably the only one I never really liked. I think I tried either my parents had it or on a whim I heard all this Grape Nuts stuff. Let's try it. I didn't like Grape Nuts. Golden Grams, you ever have those? Those are good.
Mm-hmm.
Cookie Crisp. I don't know how we got away with making that a cereal. They're like little freaking cookies. This is a cereal.
I like s'mores because it basically puts all the cereal into one. It's just basically Golden Grams with like Cocoa Puffs and a little marshmallow. So
those are good. But I even liked regular Kix, and Kix are kind of weird, right? Was it Golden Crisp or Honey Smack? Honey Smacks? Those were weird. Sometimes I liked them, sometimes I didn't. They had a very distinctive, I don't know how you describe it, flavor. But even Wheaties were good at the time. Rice Krispie treats. Well, yeah. Wait. Rice Krispies, or was there cereal made out of Rice Krispie treats, Ross? That part I don't know. I'm not in the cereal game. I haven't had cereal.
Yeah, I don't like Rice Krispies, but I love Rice Krispie treats.
You just gotta put more sugar on it. Then it's great. Rice Krispies. They do make the noise, though. I do love that. They're not making it up. They do.
And that's another thing. You got to be very specific because I love Cocoa Pebbles, but I hate Cocoa Krispies. So you got to be very specific.
So this treat cereal I'm not familiar with. That sounds intriguing. Rice Krispies are good, so I assume the Rice Krispie treat cereal is really good. Which one's Cocoa Krispies? Cocoa. I'm so out of it.
So Cocoa Krispies is just Rice Krispies with the chocolate version.
You did or didn't like those? You didn't like them?
I don't like Cocoa Krispies.
I think the chocolate
Because
in
they're
them's
just
not
right.
quite right.
They're just chocolate Rice Krispies, but I mean the Cocoa Pebbles are a completely different cereal.
It is chocolate Rice Krispies, but the chocolate, if I remember correctly, now it's been, like I said, 20 years, probably 10 years. It's been a while. The chocolate is different. It's not chocolate. Chocolate. I don't know how to describe the chocolate in Cocoa Krispies. I would not eat them though. Like I said, pretty much every cereal I've had, I would eat again, except for Grape Nuts. Grape Nuts is about the only one I remember trying once and never trying again. Even like the brands, there was one funky one. I think they were little O's that I thought they looked like they would be crappy, but they're really tasty. But I think they also had a lot of fiber. I'm trying to remember what they were called though. Yeah.
It's a little O's.
I think they look like O's, but there's some oatmeal based ones too. The Chex Mix ones are actually pretty good. Corn Chex. Right. Oh, so that's an interesting one. Similar. Corn Chex is good. Rice Chex is probably not as good as Corn Chex. I like the Corn Chex flavor a little bit better. But Wheat Chex, which I would not have expected to be the best one, Wheat Chex is better than both of the other two. I think it's kind of strange. It's surprisingly sweet. I don't know if they add sugar to it, but to me, I figure Corn Chex should be the sweetest, or maybe Rice Chex, right? Based upon allegedly the grain that goes into them, you wouldn't think Wheat Chex would be the sweetest one. Maybe they overcorrect and they put more sugar in them. I never looked at the label. But Wheat Chex is surprisingly sweeter. And it's always in a smaller box, and I don't know why. If it's more expensive to buy the wheat or something, I have to try that then. If I ever got back into cereal, is it still around? Rice Krispie Treat cereal? Because, like you say, Rice Krispie Treats. I don't know anyone who doesn't like them in some shape or form.
I don't like Rice. I mean, I love Rice Krispies. I love Rice Krispie treats.
Right, the treats. That's what I'm saying.
I don't like the Rice Krispies cereal.
But you might like the Rice Krispie Treats cereal. Allegedly, that Ross is saying that's a thing. I've never seen this or tried it because I don't go down to the
I've never seen Rice Krispie Treats cereal.
I want to try it now. Oh, son of a Ross is out here teasing us. Oh, this tremendous cereal. It's like the best cereal ever. It's like having an orgasm in your mouth. They don't make it anymore.
Oh man, it's good stuff.
Oh well, I guess I'll have to move on. I guess I have to go on living my life. Because honestly, I'm so far out of cereal. My breakfast is either yogurt or I really like the frozen breakfast sandwiches. I love those. I got some burritos here this week in the grocery store purchase that I'm kind of excited to try. Like mayonnaise discontinued. Yeah, if you would have tried the mayonnaise on the Rice Krispie Treat cereal, maybe you'd like mayonnaise better.
You know what I'm thinking?
No, they don't.
What I just thought about the other day.
Well, if you believe stats, probably boobies, because men think about sex like every 5 seconds or something.
Sounds about right.
It doesn't though. I was thinking.
I was thinking, you know what? We had this nice big old rainstorm outside, and
you got that too? Yeah, we got a lot.
The only thing I could think of was, man, it'd be fun to go freaking slipping and sliding in this rainstorm. And then I'm like, okay, slipping and slide. Now I want one of those damn slip and slide. I think they're actually called slip and slides. But I'm like,
I think they do have a product called that, yeah.
And I'm like, man, I got a $20,000 pool outside. I haven't even freaking used yet. And what do I want? I want a freaking cheap Walmart slip and slide for my front yard to freaking go play in.
Well, what's nice is you don't even have to have it rain. Don't they have like a hose attachment so it just puts water on the slide, I think? I never
probably
had those as a kid.
I don't think we even had. I don't think even as kids we even had one of those.
We didn't either.
If we did, we could never get the damn thing to work right. So it just didn't make it. It was never like the commercials.
Of course, it never is. We always just went to the pool. We never had any slip and slides. And honestly, I don't really like slides that much. I love the pool though. I was an avid swimmer. You kind of forget, even if you're in the pool all day under the water, you can still get sunburned. I had many a sunburn like on the back and shoulders from swimming all day at the pool. So I could see why you'd want to have a pool. That does sound fun. I might go for a hot tub. I like the hot tub approach. That's my compromise. But I haven't done that yet either. So I don't know what I'm talking about. Because I'm an old adult now. So all I think of when I see, hey, I should buy something new. Yeah, what do I have to do to keep it upkeep? And how much does it cost? And what if it breaks? I don't ever think of the positives. I always think of like what can go wrong. I'm like Eeyore or something. Yeah. If you buy that, well, because you mentioned you had some damage to your hot tub. That's all I think about. It's like it'll stop working. I'll never use it. It'll be. I mean, they're not cheap, right? Aren't we talking several $1,000s to buy one? And then if unless you know what you're doing and want to do it yourself, which I don't want to, you have to pay someone. You have to pay an electrician probably to run a special line for it. You got to pay someone to install it. Yeah. Would I use it a lot? I have heard though, even in the winter, friends of mine they enjoyed their hot tub in the winter, even like when it's snowing and stuff. I'm like, oh, that does sound kind of fun. But would I do that? What are the odds? Because you still have to walk to it, I assume. Rice Krispie treats. So, what was your favorite? Your favorite cereal was Cocoa. No,
Classic Cocoa Pebbles.
it was Cocoa Pebbles. Yeah. Damn, I don't know. Golden Grams were good. I have so many. It just changes. I don't know if I do have one.
Do you want to talk about the
No,
things more?
we talk about a lot about food or beverage.
Yeah,
it
pretty
doesn't
much.
have to be all Mayo figures and stuff.
I mean, I really didn't have a whole lot, a lot of stuff to talk about in today's stream. So, I mean, I kind of had a feeling today was going to be a short one, anyways.
A short one. 3 hours later. Oh, it's a short one.
No, I mean, I figured if we made it to like an hour and a half today, I was going to be excited because, I mean, really the the March birthdays and that what was going on with Big Rubber Guys with the whole shipping thing. I thought that was a funny topic of discussion. That was about it. I mean, coming into today, that's really the only thing I had to go on.
I think I'm finally going to
talk
get the
about
yellow.
for today. And I was just gonna see, hey, what was the conversation like in the
In the Chatterino.
in the stream? But
I think I finally got. So I ordered the Reds Macho. I finally broke down and bought that one. But I think more importantly, and they finally shipped that one. Both the yellow Arn Anderson, I think I'm finally going to get this upcoming week. They sat on that forever. So that's the other part. Their shipping is slowed down a lot. And then the people who glaze Big Rubber Guys will say, "Oh, storms." They had 2 or 3 weeks before the storms hit to ship my freaking yellow Arn Anderson. What were they doing? Jerking off hobos? They're going to like 5 or 6. They're going to all these shows, hosting their whatnot channels. Meanwhile, my Arn's just sitting there in the warehouse, looking around like, "Hey, will somebody ship me? I'm wearing yellow trunks and all. I should be shipped." I mean, ultimately, I don't care so much, but it does kind of irk me. Like you said, when people glaze them over, like, "Oh, it stormed." It was a 1 week storm. They had 2 weeks before the storm to ship it. What were they doing?
That's another. That's what I was talking about earlier.
Yeah, once the storm hit, sure, I'll bet.
I used to always be because I was always like one of the first people to buy this stuff, right? So I was always like one of the first people to get my packages, when the items shipped out. And now I'm always seeing like everybody post on Facebook, "Hey, I got my package. Here's the new Ric Flair. Here's the new Andre the Giant. Yeah, the skin is different from the original Andre the Giant. Blah blah blah. Yeah, well,
that's
okay, great.
Also in transit too. Luckily, now so this also get the Andre and Ric Flair. So
okay, this stuff's been in transit or supposed to be arrived like 2 weeks ago. What the hell's taking so damn long?
I haven't looked, but they finally added the checklist to their website. They said they were going to add that months ago. I think they finally had a checklist on the website. They hadn't updated their delivery, the pre-order times. They hadn't updated that since November 5th. It still said demolition was, due anytime now. That's how old it was. I'm like, it's not that hard to update static HTML, guys. Get somebody to do it like once a week. Friday, end of the week, update that site if there's any updates, right? It's not that hard.
But I do think that they do keep somebody's got to be keeping track of like social media and like blacklisting people, because
shadow banning.
When I'm out there and I'm like doing reviews for Big Rubber Guys, and even if I'm not out there, absolutely glazing them, but if I'm doing reviews and I'm giving my feedback, whatever,
yeah.
Even if it's like the 100 most positive thing in the world, at the end of the day, I'm still doing a review. I'm still putting it out to the world. It's still advertising.
Yeah. What do they say? No such thing as bad advertising. You're getting their name out.
Pretty much. And now, like when I put out that one posting, like when I was seeing all these pictures, and I didn't know if they were real figures because I just thought people were making AI generated figures of what they wanted to see.
Which they could.
Like I saw the Warlord with staff, for example, and I'm like, oh. So when I made that posting, I thought it was just somebody, hey, I want them to make a Warlord, with staff, Hasbro era. And so I asked the question, is this a real picture? Is this something that a fan made, AI generated, or is this something that Big Rubber Guys is actually coming out with? Yeah. So I asked, is this AI? Is this AI? And, Matt Cardona actually responded to that, AI question mark, ha ha ha. And I'm like,
but did he? But he really didn't respond though, did he? He should have.
He responded to that posting. And I'm like, I had to throw my hands up. I'm like, dude, of all the damn postings I've ever made for Big Rubber Guys, this is the posting you want to respond to.
But this is my beef with Matt. Did he respond with Cardona, not you, Matt?
Yeah, yeah,
He
yeah.
didn't say yes or no.
No, he. But that actually was stuff though.
But that's the
But
thing that irks me. He's a flippant dude. He when he's not being a jerk, he's flippant. It's like I could not imagine being married to that guy. He's a
yeah.
hustler. He started a great company, but every time, the more I see him on social media, the less I like him. I feel bad. I'm still
But yeah,
buying his figures, but
but you're absolutely right though. He could
he's
have
kind of a jerk.
responded,
Yeah,
no, these are our next series release or something. Be a professional. Because I
yeah.
was
As an
asking
owner of
the
the company, I
question,
would want to let that out there. Yes, these are definitely being made. Go get them. They'll be
and
pre-ordered in April or May or June. Will be
And
available. We're so excited.
when he made that comment, AI question
He just
mark, ha
laughed it
ha
off.
ha. I mean, I'm like, what? Why are you laughing? Like, dude, I'm like, I was seriously asking a question. Like, is
Yeah,
this
he's
something
flippant.
that fans AI generated, or is this something that is actually being made by the company? Like, I was curious. Like,
I mean, I
I
get that he's
was
busy, but he took time to post that message.
so
Yes and no are actually easier to post than what he posted. If that's all he wanted to get out there, just say yes, and
exactly.
we're excited. Yes, and we're
But
excited. How hard is that to do? Yes, and we're
but
excited for Warlord in our
now, but now I'm seeing like in the past where I'd always be like one of the first people to get my orders. Now all of a sudden
on my nose.
my packages are like nowhere to be found, and I'm ordering my stuff, and I'm being like one of the first people to order my stuff, and stuff is nowhere to be found. It's
What?
not showing up on a tracker or nothing. I mean, am I flipping out? Am I going on Facebook and leaving postings? Hey, is anybody
Some
else
people
getting
do.
their stuff? No, I'm not doing that. I'm being patient, and I'm waiting for my stuff to arrive when it arrives. If it takes a month to get it, it takes a month. But I mean, the point is, I do feel like now it is a targeted attack. I might be being dramatic. I mean, I do feel like at times I am paranoid. I mean, I think ever since fucking army, there's a lot of things I'm paranoid about,
You
and
ever
yeah,
heard the
this is
phrase
one of
though?
those things that I'm like that I do have paranoia about, and I think about. And I do think drastically about stuff like this, and I think, and I might be thinking too much about it, or I might be spot on. But I think that they're seeing those postings, and now they put me on some kind of list, like I'm some kind of bad guy now all of a sudden.
Maybe, but I would say probably it's more laziness or stupidity from what I've seen from them. Right? Don't attribute malice where it's just laziness or stupidity. But have you heard that phrase? Just because you're paranoid doesn't mean they're not after you. I don't know if that helps, but they honestly they probably aren't. Like I said, it's usually just slips. It either slips through the cracks, or they're just way behind because they're spending their time, whining and dining. I've seen them on Instagram, like, oh look, I'm out with the bros for Valentine's Day. I'm like, great. Where's Myron Anderson figure? You're like, why aren't you guys shipping it? And I realized Matt Cardona and Kanik are not actually out there packaging and shipping them, but whoever they hired are, they'll like get better. Like Kyle Peterson said, constant improvement. You should be improving. You're a legitimate big company now. You need to get better. I mean,
Yeah.
admittedly, Mattel just fucked up a bunch, but when they fuck up, their fuck up is seen as a good thing because people are getting Series 2 LJNs in their hands early. So their fuck ups are good. If you can fuck up good, I guess. Or what did Ron Swanson say on Parks and Rec? Never half-ass something that you can whole ass or something like that. Yeah. So Mustard talked about your cryptic past.
Yeah, Mustard. I did bring it up shortly, a little bit earlier in the stream. Technically, I wasn't planning on talking about it today, but it's one of these things where I've become impatient, and I wanted to say something about it.
Would you like to say something more about it? You don't have to. Clearly, you don't have to.
A little bit.
You have free will, but feel free to not to speak as much as you want.
It's one of those things where certain sellers
I'm kind of interested
rely on certain influencers to promote their product.
Mm-hmm.
And influencers, certain influencers, they've done a great job promoting their these sellers' products, and they have good working relationships. And I'm gonna try and be as cryptic as I can, so I'm not like addressing anybody by name or insulting or embarrassing anybody.
Can we talk about what figure it is?
What's that?
Can we talk about what figure it is?
I don't want to mention any names,
Okay, that's
so
fine.
like yeah. So I don't want to embarrass anybody or like anything like that. So um, you would think that with this sort of influencers, well, influence for lack of a better word,
Influence and persuasion,
you know,
persuade people. Yeah.
that there are a lot of people that love this person's channel and they would buy that person's product. That person isn't a wrestler, isn't around the business of manager, promoter, anything like that. But uh, this person has a collection. Okay,
Okay.
so he's in he or she is in the realm of is in the community of the wrestling
So they
community.
are a legitimate collector, though, right? They're not just out selling
Yes,
figures and making self. Yeah.
correct.
Something I give Cardona credit for. He is an actual collector, even if he is sometimes a jerk. He does collect his
Yeah.
stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so you would think that with all the services that they've done, collaborating together, the relationship that they had, that this person would have made this influencer's figure, years ago, or it would have been years in the making. It would have come out a long time ago, and this hasn't happened. So last year, I decided I had this idea, and I wanted to reach out to a bunch of YouTube collaborators and bring up some people on board.
Yeah.
And a lot of people agreed. I even reached out to the seller. Hey, would you be willing to collaborate? Uh, didn't really hear back
They ghosted you for months and months and months and months,
for
right?
about
Long.
for about 6 to 7 some months.
They're out talking to
Um,
volleyballs on islands, stranded.
yeah. So in the meantime, we've gone back. We made posters and card backs. We've got figure designs. I mean, we've done the legwork. So we've got ideas for releasing this particular influencer, this character that we want to make, who's part of the collaborating as part of Maniac Riot Wrestling, right? And we're going to get this particular person's figure released either in Series 2 or possibly even in Series 1 if we do expand the series for more figures than just the 4 that we currently have planned, right?
Very exciting. Yeah.
So recently I started putting out fillers and getting some feedback from folks. And then I get a message. Hey, are you still interested in collaborating? Do you need any help with any projects? Let them know. And I'm good. I'm going through a factory. Should be fine. Let them know about a project that I'm working with. So and so. They reach back out, say, "Hey, we're actually making our own so and so project. Should be coming out soon." I just thought that was a little cagey, a little fishy. That the second that I started putting out postings showing that, hey, this person was going to be released by Maniac Riot Wrestling, that now all of a sudden you're coming out with your own release, even though you had
Yeah.
years to do so. You see that our line is becoming as legitimized as possible. Real factory, real figures, real packaging, real posters. We're not just coming out with YouTubers. We're actually having bona fide wrestlers, indie wrestlers, WWF superstars. We're coming a bona fide wrestling line.
Wrestling line, wrestling figure
And
company.
I kind of feel like the whole do you want to collaborate was just kind of kind of like a little wash, just to kind of say, hey, we're coming out with this guy, and this is your way to work with us, so that you can have your name attached to the project, to say that, hey, you're releasing this character too, still.
Yeah.
At least that's my take on it. Again, I'm very paranoid. I've been saying this for years. I suffer from a lot of paranoia, and that's stuff that I think about like crazy, and that's what my vision. That's exactly what I'm thinking about. I'm not saying that the influencer himself or herself has anything to do with it or anything like that. I think they're as in limbo as I am on the project in this reality. But um, when I got this message, I was excited to hear back from the seller, and when they were talking about, let's say, hey, you want to collaborate? I'm like, oh hell yeah, like anytime. Like I have a lot of love and respect for this prospective seller. So like I said, I don't want to say anything negative because they do mean a lot to me as a seller, as someone I bought from a million times. And I would love to work with them in the future. But in this particular case, that right there, it did hurt. If that is exactly what happened, I don't know if that's what happened. I can only say what it looks like to me.
Right.
So
Have you talked to them closely about it then?
I haven't. I don't know if I
Not
will.
worth it.
I don't know if I don't think I'll bring it up. I don't want to stir any trouble or anything, but that's kind of like just that's how I feel about it. All right, guys, I'm gonna try and go back to these messages here. I know I'm falling way behind.
I don't know if it's too far behind. Yeah, I don't know if there's any good answers. It's tough. Clearly, you've talked about it for a while, but it's not like you're the only one that can release this action figure line. As we've seen, like how many Beverly Brothers are we getting in retro line coming up? Trying to think, are there any LJN style that we're getting multiples of? Definitely retro. There's a ton of overlap. I'm kind of excited about that. What's it? Peter B. Beautiful?
Yep. Yeah, his figure is gonna be amazing.
Describing him as an Adonis cross with a Bret Hart.
Yeah, that one's gonna be pretty freaking awesome, man. The only thing is, Kevin, when he got back to me today, he says that his painter that does his figures, I guess he didn't want to take on that project.
Oh.
And he didn't say why he didn't want to take on the project.
Uh-oh.
So I'm either guessing he's either got too much on his plate for work, or maybe the paint job on the figure is too detailed.
Okay.
But
does he have another painter or someone he can work with, or is that going to be a problem?
Well, Kevin asked me if I just wanted an unpainted figure and I could just find somebody else. But
do you have somebody else that can paint?
I mean, there's a few people that I could probably reach out to, but I mean,
Okay.
will they do the same work? I mean, the same job? I don't know. I mean, Mark Hackenberg, I reached out to him because I know his level of talent. I trust his work. So I want to see if he would be interested. And if that's the case, I would probably send him a blank figure. There's a guy on Facebook and eBay, Mike Stiers. I could probably reach out to him to see if he might be interested in taking a paint job, but I don't know what he would charge to paint that figure up.
Complicates things though, makes it harder. Probably could slow down some stuff.
Yeah.
Pain in the ass. I'm glad I'm too lazy to do this. We need people like you though. Imagine if like nobody ever started a business. I'm not sure this Macy May is, but they're kind of. I'm letting it play out. I haven't used my block yet. We'll see how much entertainment value they provide. Man, that seems like a pain in the butt. That figure sounds intriguing. Of course, I think it can help out his career too. I know he's still an indie wrestler. It's mutually beneficial. Because I haven't heard of him until you started mentioning him. It's kind of interesting.
Plus, I think if he signs his figures and takes them to a show, I mean, I think he could probably get like 150 for them or so. I mean, if we're selling for like $100 a pop, you might be able to get like 150 for them. That sounds like a plan.
Yeah. Now we're making fun. Yeah. Okay. The entertainment value is running out on this Macy May character.
Yeah.
I don't know what their gimmick is. I'm gonna couch everything in wrestling terms. They got a boyfriend who's over 6 feet tall, and apparently that means they won the Olympics or something. I don't know. I don't know. Like, great. And like, who pointed it out? Mustard. It does sound like I'm saying I have a boyfriend over 6 feet tall. So I went with it and saying, oh, no, well, don't tell my other boyfriend who's only 5'5". He already has the Napoleon complex. I don't want him to think, oh my God, John's going to fly seeing a 6 foot tall tall dude in his absence. You gotta have multiple. You gotta have choices. You can't. I'm not married yet, so I gotta have multiple irons in the fire. Is that still a thing the kids are saying?
That's good stuff right there.
You know how all the kids are using the irons in the fire metaphor. They love saying irons in the fire. I can't. My 12-year-old nieces and nephews, all they say is irons in the fire just every day. They're like, irons in the fire this, irons in the fire that. They're like, why would I put iron in the fire? They don't even know how iron's made. They're not familiar with all this blacksmithery. Yeah, I'm not quite sure. Macy came in like firing. I'm still trying to figure them out. I don't know. Wasn't it? I don't like people like you was the first comment. I'm like, okay.
Well, that's just love and appreciation right there.
The problem. I'm like, so why are they stick? I don't get it. Are they that bored on a Saturday that they're like, I'm going to go to various live streams and tell them I don't like them? Okay, congrats. You like to date unsuccessfully. Well, okay. We can't all pick winners and lose. Well, we can't all pick winners. Sometimes we pick losers. Oh, I made fun of their 6-foot-tall boyfriend. Oh. But how is the figure line going? Any updates? I know it's been a week. Have you signed any other famous professional wrestlers? I mean, it's been a week, Waddy. What have you been doing?
I know. Been freaking out. You've been hauling ass. Like, what the hell?
I did see Bum's. I think Bum's going to start an interview racket. He's going to start an interview show. I think he wants to interview you again. He wants to interview BBN. I think he wants to interview me. I think that'd be cool. What I told him though is I think he should interview himself with different, because he does different impressions. He could be like The Rock interviewing Stone Cold or Stone Cold interviewing Macho or something. I think he could do one of those. I wouldn't let Eric have a beard.
Man, why the hell
if
not?
I had too much to drink, I'm not following this conversation at all. I wouldn't let Eric have a beard.
She doesn't want her man to be too studly, apparently.
Eric? Who's Eric?
I don't know.
Did you mention Eric?
Mr. 6 foot.
Is Eric the 6 foot Viking?
Mr. 6 footer.
Eric is my boyfriend. Thanks. You're welcome.
Mr. 6 footer.
We used to do that at work a lot. When I work from home now all the time, but there's a lot of in office gags you can get away with that you can't do anymore over the phone. But so you're welcome, Macy May. He or she thanked me, so I gotta say you're welcome.
He's actually home for St. Patrick's Day. Awesome.
So what's he normally doing? Stepping out on you when it's not St. Patrick's Day? So the rest of the year he's sleeping with other women? Though that reminds me, I think I'll make it tomorrow. Corned beef was on sale. I don't always have a hankering from corned beef, but it does go hand in hand with St. Patrick's Day, apparently. So I got all the fixing corned beef and cabbage and little red potatoes and some carrots and stuff. I didn't get the beer, though, because I don't drink enough beer. I wanted to get like 1 can of beer, but you can't just order 1 can of beer anymore.
Isn't Casimir Pulaski Day coming up?
I think so, which is only like in Illinois and maybe a few other states. I remember having that day off. That was fun at school. We got that day off in Illinois.
Yeah, I think that's only an Illinois holiday.
Because of the debt for Casimir Pulaski. And ask 100 people in the United States which war Casimir Pulaski helped us with and how many people would get it right. I don't know his whole story, but at least I know as the fight for independence against the Brits. That's the extent of my knowledge about Casimir Pulaski. And that we got, I want to say his birthday off. I don't even know if it's his birthday. I'm not even sure. I assume it's his birthday.
I thought it was his birthday.
I would assume that's usually what they do. I think it was Eric's birthday. Is actually the reason why we're getting it off.
In elementary school, I always thought it was like a federal holiday. And then I, get out of, I go into the Army and stuff, and I'm in Texas, and I'm like, when is Pulaski Day? I'm like, you don't get Pulaski Day off. I'm like, why the hell not?
They're like, Pulaski Day? Is that some weird Alamo reference? I don't get it. We're in Texas. No, I'm just kidding. That is funny, yeah. Yeah, I don't think anybody's ever known or cared or celebrated Casimir Pulaski Day. That would be funny. Ross's comment. This has got to be Bonebreaker's burner account. It could be. At this point, I'm like, I don't think they're being serious, but I don't know if I'm in on the joke yet. We'll let it play out a little bit longer. He's on the bowling team. You wouldn't talk to him that way. Dude, that's just your opinion. Donnie, don't talk about him. He's on the bowling team. Yeah, that is a pretty funny comment. Like, oh my God, he's a 6 foot tall bowler. Oh my God,
on the bowling
stop talking about Eric.
That way.
I don't want him to throw his balls at me like he throws his balls at other women. Going back to my stepping out.
Why would you say that to me?
I don't know. I mean, that's the world's most dangerous. That's why they make so many spy movies based upon 6-foot-tall bowlers.
Mm.
They're like, oh, James Bond, huh? Well, this guy bowls, and he's over 6 foot tall. Checkmate, Queen of England. Yeah, you got your James Bond. I got Eric, the 6-foot-tall bowler. I'll throw my balls at you. I fart in your general direction. Oh, no, that's a shame because it sounds like you're a lovely woman to date. Man, woman, child, mineral, vegetable. What are you, Macy?
Ross, are you by chance dating Macy? I
No.
think she's calling you out over here, bud.
I heard Ross was going to, but then Macy put like mayo all over her sandwich, and that was it. He's like, check, please. Nope. This lady, mineral, vegetable? We don't know. Macy, what are you, a helicopter? She put mayo on her sandwich, and that was the end of romance. I'm sorry. There's only so much Ross can take. I'm sure Ross is fine with. I think Ross is actually married, but I think Ross is fine if his wife wants to put mayo on her sandwich.
Character blank.
I really shouldn't. I mean, he's a 6-foot-tall bowler after all. You just don't go around making fun of 6-foot-tall bowlers, do you? I mean, that's a death match. How many times has Jean-Claude Van Damme or Steven Seagal played a 6-foot-tall bowler in one of their kick-ass movies? I think half of the movies were all 6-foot-tall bowlers, weren't they? I actually went back and watched Kickboxer again because I had the BRGs. So I'm like, we were talking about it. I'm like, I finally found it. I think it was on Prime maybe or somewhere. I forgot how poorly acted that was. As a kid, they were great, but you looking back at it as an adult, you're kind of like, yeah.
What, Kickboxer?
Yeah, and it wasn't really well edited.
Now, I mean, I watched it as an adult. I didn't have any problems with the movie.
It could have been better. I mean, it is what it is. You go into it, you're like, oh, this isn't, Shawshank Redemption or anything like that, right? It is what it is. It's the movie does what it's supposed to.
All right. At this point,
guy out of the store, was it with his bowling ball? You get out of here! I'm 6 foot tall and I bowl. Damn it! I'm getting a lot of material out of 6 foot tall bowlers. I saw here recently. I think it's a bar. It's gonna have an open mic night. All you have to do is 1 minute on stage. I'm like, man, that might be kind of fun. But my problem is all my comedy is really spur of the moment. I never think of it ahead of time. I'm literally just riff off stuff that happens. Hey, that's where I went. That's where I got my corned beef. Was Eric there the day I got my corned beef at Kroger's? I totally missed him. Admittedly, I wasn't looking for 6 foot tall bowlers. I was just looking for corned beef, so I could have totally missed the guy. It was Kroger's. I'm not kidding. I shop at Kroger's a lot. They've got a good fuel points program. Not as many 6 foot tall bowlers though, but their fuel program is on point. Fetch, is that still a thing?
What's that?
Fetch happened. I have a quote from which movie? Somebody knows the movie. I think Mean Girls, maybe, or something like that. Stop making fetch happen, or you can't, something like that.
Stop making fetch happen.
Remember what movie was that? I'm talking. That's why I used it. I was using
Mean Girls. Yeah.
Was it Mean Girls? Okay.
Yep.
I feel bad when I use a reference and I don't remember it. I feel like Dennis Miller. He used to do that sometimes in the 80s and 90s. He used a reference, and I'm like, I don't know that you understand that reference, Dennis. Funny, but still, I'm not sure you understand that.
That is so fetch.
I can't believe the 6 foot tall bowler kicked somebody out of a Kroger. I think the Navy SEALs are looking for a few proud. Well, no, that's the Marines, but I think the SEALs are looking for somebody like that. Isn't that part of Hell Week? They may have you bowl like for 24 hours a day while wet underwater, and they measure how tall. No, I'm just kidding. They don't do that. They do have Hell Week though. I think I got that part right. I think I got Hell Week right, but I think it's worse than bowling. Though I mean, bowling for 24 hours would get kind of boring. Maybe they should maybe they should add that to Hell Week. Sure, we made you crawl through the water and like you sleep like on 2 hours if anything to sleep. But have you tried bowling for 24 hours? I mean, bowling for an hour or two, sure, it's fun. But 24 hours? All the SEALs would just hit that bell. Nope, that's it. Can't deal with it. 12 hours in, no more bowling. Fuck this.
All right, guys. I on that note, I think I'm about to catch it in and call it a day.
What? So this is the effect my material has on people.
Yep.
So like, yeah, fuck this. I'm leaving. If I wasn't sitting, I'd do the walking down the stairs gimmick, right? Looks like I'm getting lower.
I think Macy is getting hot and heavy, and she's going to want to leave Eric, and we don't want that. because I'm pretty sure Eric is a really nice guy, and we don't want to break that loving couple up. So
They bonded over his balls, his bowling balls. What were you thinking of? You were thinking of dirty stuff. I'm just saying bowling balls over here. No, that's my favorite entendre joke is when you can clearly be. I'm clearly alluding to something, but I have plausible deniability.
Yeah, Ross, man.
Yeah, I said too much. Eric knows now that I shop at Kroger too.
Yep. But at this point, guys, I am going to go back and spend some more time with the wife and enjoy the rest of the night.
Choosing his wife.
And,
I can't believe this guy.
For Flood DL for joining me for the show, as always, man, we always appreciate you, bud. And for all you guys in the comments, always appreciate you guys coming in and always making this a really fun live show. Monday, 7 o'clock, we'll be back. And don't have any plans for any other videos coming out. So I guess I'll just see you guys Monday.
Move on to other food topics. What'd you have for lunch? What do you like? What kind of sandwich do you enjoy?
I'll be sure to have a big old mayonnaise sandwich for Monday. Don't worry.
Just mayonnaise, nothing else. One piece of bread, tons of mayo. That would be funny.
All right, everybody. Thanks again. Talk to you guys later. Take care, everybody.
Mayo. Super cakes are always good.